Farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden, and I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. My man Gabe Kuhn, he's driving this bad boy, but if intelligence is how you got on the radio, well, man, I'm going to say I disagree because I don't know if I have a lot of those. And I'm on the radio today. No, I'm kidding. We have a lot to go on. I was having a little technical difficulty here at the beginning of the show. But no surprise, something I'm sure my 7-year-old grandson could have fixed if he was here. Amen. I got Gabe right there taking care of business. So we are rocking and fired. So make sure you're tuned in to Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM. Don't forget you can message us, of course, at the First Bank text line at 67129. You can reach the show at the First Bank phone line at 901-360-8255. And right off the bat, I want to know a few things. This is kind of a weird question. You'll understand where I'm leading into it. I'm asking this question for a reason. We're going to make the first question simple, and then we're going to make the second question a little bit harder. First question, so you can understand how the game will work. And then we'll play this a little bit later. 4 fruits. One has to go. Watermelon, grapes, pineapples, strawberries. Pick one. One you cannot pick. If you pick one of them, there's a certain one that you never can pick. Because if you do, then you can't make something else. One of them has 2 uses. That's for I'm sure, at least for me. So anyway, we're going to talk about this in the aspects of we got like it's not WWE because it's MMA, but I don't even know what to say. We got UFC fighting going on. We got like serious matches I'm going to actually talk about because we have stuff going on at the FedEx Forum. I didn't realize this. Do you know I have a friend actually fighting? Yeah, dude.
Word, who is it?
Like, he just decided to tell me today. He's like, y'all know, hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? You know I'm fighting at FedEx Forum this weekend? I'm like, huh? Yup.
Tell him drop some tickets,
That's
man.
what I said. So, well, anyway, he got his buddy. They're going to come on Thursday. They're going to bring in some tickets. I'm going to give a couple pair of tickets away on Thursday to the fight at the Forum. So, for any of y'all out there who are MMA fans, this MMA, it's July 20th. It's at FedEx Forum. It's right here, of course, beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. It is going to be flat out nasty as anything you've ever seen. These guys are going to get it on. I'm pretty fired up, to tell you the truth. And my buddy Gavin, again, this is his first MMA fight in a, like the FedEx Forum is what I'm saying. I mean, he's fought plenty of times. I'm just saying this is his first huge event. So I'm fired up to see my buddy Gavin fight. I hope he kicks absolutely you-know-what. His name is Gavin Whitaker. He's my homie. He's going to dominate. At least I'm praying. And then guess what? Gavin's the one who's not joining me, though, because I'm having Chad. He's going to join me with a couple, I think, some of the promoters and some of the matchmakers. They're going to come in here on Thursday. We're working out the times, so they're not completely laid in stone. But it's going to be a lot of fun. SEC Media Days, they are in full effect. Brett Norsworthy is down there. I listened to the Trent Richardson interview with Greg Gaston. All I want to say is Trent Richardson always had my respect as a man and a human being and an athlete. Listening to him on the radio, he has my respect even more because he's a great father. He just sounded like a good person. He understands how the breaks work. He doesn't hold grudges. He doesn't blame anybody. He's honestly one, if you looked at it, his friends and his agency, they screwed him. Let's just be honest. If I was him, I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is something that he didn't say on the radio, and he could have, is what I'm saying. He could have come out and said how my friends spent all my damn money and how everybody took all my money and they cheated me and they screwed me and they didn't care anything about me. Nope, he chose to use his time to speak a positive message. To talk about the time he gets to spend with his kids, to look at the positive, how he's still working out, the belief that he still has. I just wanted to let people know out there, if you got that Sports 56 mobile app, you can go back later if you happen to miss it. It's a really, really good interview.
Wouldn't doubt if we see that name in the XFL.
I wouldn't. That's what I was getting ready to say. I have a feeling we'll see him again, the way he was talking about how he's working out. He hadn't given up the dream. Almost worked himself out of the NFL. That's kind of why I think he didn't, succeed as a professional in his sophomore season. I thought he put on way too much weight. He
wasn't he the one where it was like he was squatting 600 pounds. They're like,
dude,
hey,
he was squatting like 800
yeah, and they're like,
pounds.
hey,
They're
you don't
like,
need
Holmes.
to do that. Like, that's not even
He
necessary.
was the strongest guy in the entire. There wasn't a player that could out bench him, squat him, or clean and jerk him, and he's the running back. Not a single player on the team. He led every single category.
When you get squatty like that, the stiffness starts getting to you. But he looked decent in the alliance.
Well, he's learning a different style of health, like his body. Powerlifting and being as big as he possibly can isn't necessarily going to be his meal ticket. It's not going to pay for him at the next level. I think he's realizing that. But again, the one thing that I wanted to take away from that interview, and the most important thing I think that you should, if you listen to that interview, is take away that the man doesn't blame anybody. He is responsible for his own actions, and he is a great family man, and he takes care of his children, and he's a great father. And I just have there's one thing when we talk about these athletes, and we look at them almost sometimes, and I hate to say this because it sounds like what I'm about to say sounds horrible, but it's just the truth. How many times do we look at athletes almost as we're going to a movie and just watching a movie star, or going to the circus and watching somebody perform and do flips through the air? I hate to even say it. Or going to the zoo and watching somebody, animals. What I'm saying is it is a form of entertainment, but it's we go watch these people to do things that none of us can do.
And everybody seems to be under the assumption that it's all gravy, that it's all okay, that everything is
that's what I was
perfect
getting ready
for
to
these
say.
athletes.
That's where I was going. And it was all every one of us, and I'm talking about me included, and the average person, the 99.9% of people who are not professional athletes in this world, we kind of look at them and think to themselves that they must not have any problems. There's no way that they could have anything bad. They don't have a bad day. Are you kidding me? Look at how great they've been given everything their whole life. Blah, 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 blah. You hear that all the time. Listen to Trent Richardson's interview. And if you come away and you don't have respect for him as a man, well, then maybe we need to have a little conversation one day about what makes a man. Because Trent Richardson, unequivocally, he might not go around down as the greatest running back, but he's one of the better men that I know. So, good interview. Thank you, Greg Gaston. I hope you were listening to Middays. Peter dominated this morning. He was tearing the waves up with the Grizzlies, who won the Summer League. Are we going to have a party on Beale Street, baby?
They're talking about a parade already, man.
Oh, please.
Is that real or what?
That's
real.
No, that is a joke. We are not having a damn parade unless
Let's just do a lap and bring some
you know
some
what?
coolers,
Hold
a little
on.
bit of beer.
Now I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to mess you up. You want to make the parade where a lot of people show up? Get Cristiano Ronaldo to show up in his new underwear commercial just wearing his briefs. Please tell me you saw that.
No. I see. I don't know.
I have to make sure y'all understand. This is what I do for a living. I look at crazy stories, okay? I don't go around and look for Cristiano Ronaldo and him showing me in his undies his bulge, okay? That is not like my goal in life. Trust me. But when
you see the headline, you click on it.
When I see that, well, actually, when my girlfriend says, "Did you see this?" You're kind of like, "No, I didn't. Why are you wanting to show me?" And she's like, this could never be on American television. She shows me this commercial that he's now in right now. How did I get on this story?
We went from parade to this.
Oh, the parade. That's right.
You said if he shows up, people will show up.
I went from the Grizzlies winning the championship. I got some stuff to talk about that. Thank you, Peter Ebbston, by the way, for breaking down tons of that stuff this morning and giving us a great Grizzlies fans. You listen to, again, if you have the Sports 56 mobile app or you go online, you want to listen to Grizzlies, Peter tore it up. But again, there is no reason to ever have a parade for this. But this is for all of our fans on Sports 56 WHBQ, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram.
Oh, you got to move that
YouTube.
bad boy closer.
Oh, can you see it now? Tell me how good it is now. Oh, a little to the right. Oh yeah, that's.
Why are his arms behind him like that?
That is the start of the commercial, and then it focuses in. It goes from you don't see his face, his shoulders, his stomach to just his underwear. And
that
it's
pose
like,
gets me, man.
Bro, I can't show the pose.
No.
I don't even feel comfortable showing the pose to people on Instagram, Holmes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but anyway, you gotta have a. Why not?
Why can't
there be a low key parade down there? A little sense of humor, a little fun.
All right, so Grayson Allen is going to be the ringleader of the parade.
Absolutely.
We're going to have him out there tripping everybody that walks by. We're going to have Brandon Clark out there hustling. Like he's going to be like fixing the parade as everything breaks as we're going down Beale Street because it's so bumpity and the street's so broken. In all honesty, I'm so sorry. If you didn't understand, I'm giving praise to actually, Brandon Clark kind of came out in this summer league, and I know it's summer league, and I mean we can go back to a couple years ago. Remember Lonzo Ball in summer league and the Lakers that year? Oh, and they went undefeated. I think they went undefeated in summer league, and Magic Johnson was talking about the boys like they go. I almost feel like that kind of was almost like a nitrous boost for a car for the summer league that year. It felt like it went to another level, and it's now stayed at that level and continues to climb. I mean, the summer league, when I was growing up, we didn't even know there was a summer league.
Why? Yeah. I mean, ESPN covers it like it's going out of style. But I mean, Brandon Clark, MVP, stud,
me,
man. And
dude,
I'm not trying to say that just because he's a summer league MVP, he's going to have future success.
But you can say that he may have been screwed over and not being picked in the lottery.
Not a question.
He looks like a lottery pick right now.
And the dude he shot a little bit. He showed some offensive ability.
We know he's got
fun,
a
man.
high motor. We know he's going to play defense. You did not know he was going to stroke it from downtown like that. He admitted in his stroke, by the way, it looked pure to me.
Yeah, it's nice. But obviously he's going to have to work on it.
Man, I thought it looked pretty damn pure.
I think off the dribble
and he was releasing it extremely high. I like that.
What do you think? What do you think a weakness of his play is right now? Because I feel like when you look at him,
just
off the dribble,
off the dribble, yes.
But he is a power forward.
I was getting ready to say I don't think he's going to be asked to doing a whole lot of that. So I don't see him that being such a hindrance in his game. I don't know. I just saw a lot of great things. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we've already said in Zach we trust. Is there anybody else you trust on the Grizzlies right now? Is there a coach that you might, trust?
I think that's a little too early to call.
Too
early?
Good
for him, though. Yeah, good for him. Like, yeah, that's a hell of a way to start your tenure.
What I'm just saying, though, is you have to admit, they come in, basically nobody knows what the system is going to be like. It is all brand new. Mike Conley's gone. Marc Gasol's gone. The whole grit and grind era be OV, bringing in a young John Morant. You got a new coach. You got a new general manager. I mean, it realistically, it is so new. I don't even know what to say, it feels good though. Is that weird?
It feels great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love grit and grind.
A little bit of positivity.
I will never forget grit and grind. But I'm telling you right now, you can laugh at me all you want. Hit me up on the Sports 56 WHBQ message book on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter. But I think, I think Taylor Jenkins and the young folks around him with Zach and just, I don't know, man. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'm so far. I'm hanging out with Tony Montana. I got my face in the yayo. I'm just sniffing it up. I'm about to go outside and blow up all the people because I'm taking it. I'm fired up on the yay. But dude, like everybody's fired up on the Tigers, and this is about to be the most historic Tiger football season, the most historic Tiger basketball season. Damn it, I hear what you're saying, but this might be one of the more fun young teams, and then I just kind of can see, like, over the curvature of the earth, like in 4 years, we might be in love with this team.
And it seems like they're getting along, man.
They
From what
like each other.
Yeah, like the young guys, that's what you want is for them to mesh at Summer League, and it seemed they did that better than any other team, and
now,
that's why they won.
do you believe if they do get this together and Penny keeps dominating and Mike Norvell stays and the university keeps flourishing and the Grizzlies continue to flourish and FC 901 and the Redbirds, I mean, can the city continue? Like, I feel like unequivocally it can. I live downtown. I feel like from where, like, Gabe, I don't think you understand this. 99, when I lived downtown, there was not a FedEx Forum. There was not AutoZone. Beale Street, they just built that Beale Street Peabody joint, I think, and they were like all fired up about that. Like, my rent down there was so cheap when I lived down there, it's not even funny. Like, they begged me to come live down. You know, people begged you to live downtown. Now, like, there's condos galore. All of downtown is blown up. You got people in the Birds and the Limes riding around. You got, Mississippi Queen coming in. The whole, I mean, it's just
growth.
It's just
you just
growing.
Love the growth.
Love the growth. But I guess what I'm trying to say is not just along with the city and the people. I feel like that, Penny came in and changed a complete culture and a persona of how people look at the University of Memphis. And I don't know how it is. They piggybacked off, a little bit of that unbelievable football energy, I believe, truthfully, because I think football held the university together for the last few years because, let's just be honest, Pastner and Tubby Smith were not disasters. They were bleeping nightmares, okay? Like, they weren't I can't say the word. They were so bad that I swear
All I'm saying is when I got here in 2012, there was no way at any point in time did I think that football was going to trump basketball. And it did.
And it did.
And it did.
It didn't just trump it. It kicked its teeth into the ground. It was unbelievable. And again, God, I get to some of the important things. SEC Media Days are going on. The Grizzlies did win a championship. We have MMA fighting here at FedEx Forum. My buddy Gavin is going to kick some teeth. I can't wait. I'm going to have my buddy Chad come in Thursday, and they're going to talk about it. How weird would it be that if Chad is fighting Gavin? I hope they're not fighting each other. Wouldn't that be weird if they were?
Who would you root on?
Dude, I'd have to go with my boy. Man, are you kidding me, man? I got to go with Whitaker, man. Gavin Whitaker's my boy.
All right.
Listen, Chad, I love you and everything, but I'm rooting for Chad as long as he's not fighting Gavin. But I'm fired up because, the doors open at 3 p.m. Like, this is going to be...
How many fights? Do you have that info?
I don't have all the info. They didn't send me everything, but I know that you can go to the FedEx Forum, their app. You can go to, it says, what is this? MMA Fights, July 20th. It's the Youth Prank, what is it? Youth MMA, July 20th, 2019, FedEx Forum. It's going to be Attitude MMA versus USFL. It's going to be nasty. 4 title fights. I got it right here. 4 title fights. So we got 4 title fights. The doors open at 3 Central Time. Action begins at 4 p.m. Central Time. 4 title fights. It's going to be awesome. And again, like I said, my man, these dudes are coming on Thursday. I'll give you the time. I'm going to give away tickets to the FedEx Forum to watch this unbelievable event. And I'm going to go see my man. By the way, my man's walking out to... Is it bad to tell a person's walkout music early?
I wouldn't think so, right? Or I don't know. So. Is that a surprise?
Man, my boy Gavin's walking out to tell me if you like this. When Legends Rise by Godsmack. Have you ever heard it?
No.
It'll make you want to fight.
Okay. Is it a metal?
Sounds
like metal.
Yeah, it's pretty. It makes you
want
to punch somebody right in their face. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
metal, basically.
Yeah. It'll make you want to punch somebody in the face. It's definitely not Kumbaya or Silent Night, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm going to talk, by the way, and I'm so sorry. SEC Media Days are going on. I am a crazy person. I'm just fired up about all these amazing things that are going on. And plus, I have something that's so magical that today that I'm going to talk about. We got crazy stories in Hardenwood that we're going to talk about. Great stuff to talk about. I'm going to talk a lot of Grizzlies with Lee Smith. Don't forget, what do you think I'm going to be talking about with my man, Brian Moss? Oh, yeah, you know what I'm going to be talking about at 2 o'clock with my man, Moss. So it's going to get nasty up in here, if you know what I'm saying. We are really just starting the show. And always remember, you can get everything that you need, auto, home, life, insurance. How? Chad Gatlin, he's got you covered. Where do you go? MemphisFarmers.com. Why do you go there? Because he's the bomb diggity. He don't play no games. And you know what? You don't want a man that plays games. Now, if you're old school and you just want to talk to him, call him at 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. I still like MemphisFarmers.com. How easy is that? We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We got SEC Media Days to break down. Man, by the way, Norsworthy and Wolo, they're from 3 to 6, they're going to rock and fire like they did yesterday. It's going to be just as awesome as yesterday was. I hope you listen to Middays and Greg. If you don't, you have the app. Trent Richardson, what a man. And then if you love the Grizzlies, Edmiston rocked and fired and gave you all the Grizzlies numbers you would ever want in the world. But coming up next, from the Tri-State Defender, that's right, TSD Memphis, baby. I got my buddy Lee Smith. It is a Tuesday, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition. And yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Memphis's hometown event is being elevated to one of the biggest events on golf's calendar. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the inaugural WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with players and officials. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM is presented by Landers Ford. It's also brought to you by Curry and Jerk, Miller Lite, Gatlin Insurance, Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, and the Half Chef.
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy bear in search of a place to nap. Like the inside of a car, a coupe, too small, An SUV? Too big. A station wagon? Just right. But as his eyelids began to get heavy, covered it. September 30th, 2013. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products and a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
Hey, you guys, Memphis Paints and Sports 56 are teaming up Friday, July 19th. Come win lots of door prizes, 4 golf rounds at Wedgwood, gift cards at the Butcher Shop, and 2 lucky people win 2 box seats to the FedEx World Championship Golf Tournament, valued at $400 apiece. Wow, don't forget, complimentary Central Barbecue, yum. See y'all Friday, July 19th, Memphis Paints, 699 South Mendenhall, across the street from Half Shell. Come hungry.
Memphis Paints, 699 Mendenhall, Friday, July 19th, Sports 56 Live from 3 to 6 p.m.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? Welcome back to a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know why I'm happy, don't y'all? Many reasons. Got a friend fighting in FedEx Forum. Got a friend on the phone in Lee Smith from the Tri-State Defender. We're going to talk about our champion Grizzlies. But I also got to mention, I was waiting for Hardenwood. But my buddy Judson, he has texted me. I've got like 3 people who have shot me a text, and everybody's like, man, when are y'all going to talk about Jonathan Bolin? If you don't know who Jonathan Bolin is, you'll know a lot about him during Hardenwood, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. He set down 22 straight batters over the final 7 2/3 innings to complete the no-hitter, and did it in like such a fast way. I hadn't seen anybody retire batters faster than that. Unfortunately, had 1 walk. Without that 1 walk, would have had a perfect game. And again, he was perfect through the final 7 2/3 innings. It was flat out amazing. Congratulations to Bolin. He did it also. Do you know how many pitches he did it? I mean, most no-hitters, you get up there. He did it 98 pitches. 98. My man was throwing strikes. My man was sitting people down. He was in fuego. Congratulations. And I don't know if y'all realize that's only the 2nd no-hitter in Blue Rocks history. So congratulations. That is the is that their AA affiliation for the Royals? It's their double or triple A, I can't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll talk more about it. No, it's their advanced Class A, Wilmington. So congratulations to the 19-year-old man from right here. Congratulations. That was so awesome. And now I got to bring on my buddy because we got to congratulate them Grizzlies, don't we? Lee Smith from the Tri-State Defender. How's life?
Man, we're winning, man. How crazy is that?
Dude, I don't even know how crazy it is because I know that me and you talked about this, and when it first happened, we kind of talked about it kind of tongue-in-cheek, and we were like, if you can love Mario Chalmers, who basically killed every Memphis fan, literally ripped their hearts out, made a lot of kids cry, like some I know. And
now, Lee, I know you're about to be at this parade, right? This parade route downtown.
I'm looking for it outside, man.
It's coming.
Right down Beale Street. All 12 people.
But in all honesty, Lee, how's because I don't want to be crazy, and I know I've already been called crazy this morning, and I get called crazy a lot, so I'm kind of getting used to it. But I did have to say, because I knew nothing about Taylor Jenkins. Nothing. I thought that the Summer League was going to be a disaster, to be honest with you. You have a new coach, you got new GM, you got new players, You don't know how the system's going to be. I just figured that teams that have a system in place and have played together, you know what I mean, and know what to expect, we're going to be much more prepared to go into Summer League and be successful. But they didn't know that there was going to be a dude named Brandon Clark out there who's trying to show everybody he should have been a lottery pick. In fact, that's where I want to start. Should Brandon Clark, after this summer and after watching him play, did we get just luckier than Cooter Brown? Is he really this good?
I certainly hope so, man. One thing that, I think any Grizzlies fan can be excited about with this current crop, the way it seems to be shaping up, is they're all hungry, and they all have a motor. If there's one thing, a Grizzlies fan will not tolerate, it's not having a motor. You can lose, but darn it, lose diving on the floor. Lose, cry about losing, but just, give it everything you got. And so far, Brandon Clark has that motor. I don't know if you've seen the Twitter memes of Ja getting hyped, even though he's not playing. He's getting excited about the fact that the team is winning. And you got to give, Taylor Jenkins his credit. He's gotten his guys to play hard. And I think an unexpected advantage of this first, of what Taylor's done here by coaching the Summer League, first of all, it helps him get his legs under him so that, he's not coaching some of these guys for the first time completely out the gate when training camp rolls around. But it also has given him a chance, because keep in mind, again, Ja's been out there, Jaren's been out there. Most of the team has been out there, even though they're not playing. So they're starting to see the philosophies that Taylor wants to install. They're starting to understand the schemes that he's kind of trying to move. And guys are getting excited, kind of watching it all kind of materialize, even if they're not directly on the floor. So, and then on top of that, we have the chemistry that, all of these guys are building. So, there's plenty to be excited about. Now, whether or not Brandon Clark should have been a higher pick or not, I mean, every NBA roster is filled with, some number 2 pick that's gone in 2 years and some number 23 pick that has a 23-year career and is a 4-time All-Star. So, again, I felt like the Grizzlies were overdue to have a franchise player, a perimeter-type player, which we've never had, and hopefully we have that in Ja Morant. And who knows, it does look like we might have gotten lucky and have this young athlete in Brandon Clark.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see some Ja, by the way, because I still feel so lucky that we got number 2. I'm still freaked out about that. I just where my mind was 6 months ago and where my mind is today about the Grizzlies, I'm not going to lie to you. Grizzlies felt like work. Grizzlies felt like
it was work.
It was work.
It wasn't even fun work.
It was real work, and that's why I got into this, because I don't like to work. I like to do things that I enjoy. I talk sports, and I love that. And I get to tell people all the time. Like my girlfriend tells me I work all the time. I'm like, no, I don't. I never work. I'm always out doing things that I like. But the Grizzlies sure as heck were making me feel like work. But right now they're making me feel like it's not work. I'm back to being entertained. I'm actually, again, I guess I'm curious. And I'm cautionally, but I do feel myself leaning more towards a little bit more lunatic optimism. Is that kind of bad?
No. I mean, man, it's the off season. All teams are 0-0 right now. So if you can't be optimistic now, what's the point of being a fan? But I do see what you're getting at, which is it too easy? Is the Kool-Aid tasting too good?
Yes.
Is it, are you just going to start hearing people say, ooh, they might have a chance to make the playoffs?
See, that's not what I'm looking forward towards either. I'm honestly, what I'm happy about is like seeing growth, seeing a young team around a young coach, and just like a new GM, a young GM, and kind of like, I guess I have this vision that, in 4 years, they all stay together and you have that continuity and they grow and they work hard. They could actually be something special because, again, in a small market in the NBA, I'm sorry, I just feel like that's the only way a small market team can find success. You have to be that San Antonio Spurs and get lucky. And we got lucky and got a number 2 pick. Maybe Ja Morant can turn out to be that guy when they missed out, on Hasheem Thabeet. Maybe they can get this one right and Zach did the right thing. because that's realistically the only way that the Grizzlies are going to make it. Maybe Brandon Clarke was a steal. They're going to have to get really lucky for us to be, at least, making the playoffs and doing the things that fans want their team to do. But again, like I said, for me, this is the first time I've actually, since the grit and grind era, thought to myself, dang, they actually know what the heck they're doing over there.
Well, and one of the things that keeps coming back to my brain, back when Lionel Hollins was coach, I remember doing one of the media day events with him, and this was back, I think, even really before the Core Four became the Core Four,
Yep.
And I was asking him about, young players and, do you let them get out there and kind of, take their lumps during losses? He was like, you don't have to be, and this was, I'm paraphrasing, but the spirit of what Lionel Hollins said was this: you don't have to be in the league for, 7 years to know how to make winning plays. You just have to know how to make winning plays and make them. And that always stuck with me, because the philosophy is, if you can teach these guys the right way to play, this learning curve that we know is coming doesn't have to be a 5 or 6 year learning curve. It could, especially when you think about how, well, first of all, Jaren Jackson's pedigree, the fact that his dad was an NBA champion himself, so, he wants to work. We've already seen he wants to work. All of the, scouting reports we hear on Ja is that he wants to work. And when you have two gifted athletes who are committed to getting better quickly, maybe both of these guys come in this year playing more like veterans. And if they do, and they start improving, this learning curve may be shorter than we think.
Yeah,
and,
this team might
I'm
be.
hopeful about it.
I was going to say, this team might be one of those teams where a couple of these veteran teams come in there and they think they're going to. What are we calling this? Where they're going to do load management? That has me absolutely infuriated. Don't even get me started talking about this load management BS. They keep coming here and think they're going to do a little load management and give their little stars a little night off. I think they might find out, well, if you do that, you might get your brains worked in, because I think this team's going to be a little bit better than most people think. At least I'm very, very optimistic. Now, I always have to ask you this, because still he is the person that no matter what happens when I step on campus at the University of Memphis, I'm asked about him. When I come here to Sports 56, after I leave the Memphis, I always bring him up, so people probably think I'm in love with him. But what are we going to? What is Grayson Allen? You're like, damn. You just stuck it to me, didn't you, Harden?
Oh man, he's the guy who makes you chuckle, man.
He does, doesn't he?
I get a feeling. I think he can be that useful irritant. I think if he ever figures out how to, be reliable on defense specifically, and if he can become a reliable 3-and-D guy and be that useful irritant that gets on the other team's nerves more than, because when was the last time we really, Tony Allen was the last player we had that's like, you love him if he's on your team,
and you
but
hate
him if he's on the other.
Yep.
And you need that kind of player. But you also need a guy that's not going to get thrown out for stupid texts. So
True that. And he's gotten way too many of those. And by the way,
see.
We can look back to the Bulls when they had the worm, and they had to have him to do certain things. You can look back to Golden State. They got Draymond Green. You look, every team has that player who works their butt off, but you know what? Nobody likes him unless he's on your team, because he is an irritant. Maybe that can happen. I still am surprised how much the day they got him, how much vitriol came in to our text line that day, and people were saying they would never root for a Duke player. Go ahead, get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. But it's also amazing to see now that he's actually played, and you've seen him get stupid texts, and he's done stupid things. But when he's doing these stupid things in a Grizzlies uniform and they're winning, it's amazing how people start to like him.
It's funny.
The
other thing that I would say is if what Grayson Allen needs to do is simply look around. I mean, there is no shortage of available wing players on this Grizzlies roster. Grizzlies want to go young, and they have on the perimeter. And so, you don't have to, Taylor Jenkins isn't going to have to look around far to find somebody to give minutes to if Grayson doesn't show that he belongs on the court, both through his ability to play defense and offense, and to keep his head in the game and not get stupid fouls. So, he's got to be motivated by that, if nothing else. If he wants to get in the game, he's going to do that. But I would be surprised if he's a starter for the Grizzlies. I think he's going to take his lumps. I think he'll probably start in a reserve role, and then if he shows something, he'll be able to step up. If not, he's a trade chip.
Now, what is something that most people who are just average NBA fans miss during the summer league? Something that you noticed, something that a lot of people aren't talking about?
Well, some people are like, "Wow, there was a summer league."
No, that's true.
Think about it. All of the fireworks were happening off in NBA front offices.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of inside kind of information there. But I do have to say this. One thing that I do want to shout out before we get off the line is congrats to Jeremiah Martin. Getting signed by the Miami Heat. Very, very happy for him, and he was able to get that deal.
I am too. Hey, great job, by the way. Are you dropping a little article on the TSD Memphis about that?
We are expecting to have something. Terry Davis is working on something for us now.
TD's on it?
We expect TD is on the case.
All right.
But congrats, to Jeremiah Martin. And I think he's probably going to be a nice little story coming out for them, because that young man has been overcoming expectations his whole career.
Is he the closest thing to Anthony Miller?
Without
the love.
Say that. And, what's going to be interesting is, Miami has a history of, kind of taking some of those undrafted players and sometimes sticking with them. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Jeremiah gets down there and works so hard and works his way into the rotation and becomes the next Udonis Haslem, so to speak.
Ooh, that would be so awesome.
Nobody ever expected what you got out of Udonis Haslem, but he's been a Miami Heat lifer, and fans love him, and I don't see why people wouldn't love Jeremiah, because that's another young man that comes to work.
Now, I got to ask you, though, when you get the Summer League MVP, does that mean you get a opportunity to start?
I think he is absolutely going to get his chance to.
Ooh, Brandon Clark's going to get his chance, you think, to be in the starting lineup?
I think he'll get a chance. I don't know if that automatically goes to Kyle. I think it's Kyle.
So it's going to be Kyle and him fighting it out, huh? You got the athletic versus the slow-mo and the genius.
It depends, again, on – because the other thing you got to keep in mind is that Kyle's a lot of people felt like Kyle was probably underrated defensively for the Grizzlies this past season. But, Kyle was kind of a Chris Wallace previous administration guy. I'm not saying that, Taylor Jenkins or that the front office doesn't like Kyle, but obviously the mindset behind how this roster has been constructed has changed in the past 6 months. And, if the Grizzlies are trying to pick up the pace a little bit more, it would make sense they would, let their young players run. And so, again, it wouldn't surprise me. I wrote about this last week. It wouldn't surprise me to see, trade deals involving, Kyle, Dylan, Ivan Rabb, any of these guys, because it just looks like they want to turn the whole franchise over.
So you think the fit for Brandon Clark sort of falls more in that small forward? I mean, one of the things I think I saw as far as weakness goes with Brandon Clark is not being able to put the ball on the ground as well as maybe a Kyle Anderson can. You think his fit for this Grizzlies team, for this new regime, is more of a 3?
I think they're probably going to give him the shot. I imagine there are going to be times when they at least want to see what kind of look they have rolling out Brandon and Jaren at the same time, at least to kind of see what that looks like. I'm not necessarily convinced that, it's Brandon Clark's spot to lose. But, I do get the impression that, they do want to run these young guys out there and kind of see, how that chemistry develops.
Man, I could talk to you all day. Grizzlies got a championship. Jeremiah Martin signed with the Heat. We got all kinds of good stuff going on. And by the way, don't forget, pick up your edition of the Tri-State Defender this Thursday. You can also follow him on Twitter. I don't know if I plug that very often, but it's very simple. It's just at TSD Memphis. And of course, you can be old school and just go you can just go to tsdmemphis.com, bing, bang, boom, you're there. Or you can go old school like me, Tri-State Defender, and you'll get there just as well. But I'm telling you, check out the Tri-State Defender. It's coming out soon. What you working on, Lee? Can you give me a little sneak peek?
Man, we're putting together, the basketball tournament's in town this week. TBT, the whole $2 million winner-take-all thing.
Wait. So that's in town this week? Golly, There's so much going on. I can't keep up.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, the Memphis alums are kind of the host team for Memphis here. So Memphis Regional is this weekend, 5-on-5 full court, and I'm kind of working on a piece for this week.
Ooh, I'll be looking forward to seeing that, man. Lee, thank you for reminding me that there's still stuff out there that I can't even keep up with. Lee, be good out there, my man.
And thanks so much, and y'all have a good day. Stay dry.
Stay dry. That's going to be a hard thing to do if you're outside. That means you're going to have to be inside because it's been wet and raining all day long. But I'm late for a break, and I just want to remind you, we're going to come back and talk a little SEC, and we couldn't do it without the wonderful people from Blue City on world-famous Beale Street, Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, Ronnie Grazzani's All-Star Chevrolet, Campbell Clinics, Jason Deli, and First Bank. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven.
The forensic analyst searched for clues to the house fire.
Could that be
Starch? Suddenly it came together. The fire was started by
an over-microwaved potato?
Covered July 25th, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The decision to put hardwoods on your floor actually isn't all that hard, because the Home Depot has Bruce Plano Marsh Oak solid hardwood flooring at a new low price of just $289 a square foot. It was $379. Your floors will give you the great look you want now and a boosted resale value later when it's time to sell your home. Today is the day for doing and for adding value with Bruce Plano hardwood flooring for just $289 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Offer valid through August 4th.
Wallow and Stats will be on location at the Spirit Shop, 4848 Poplar Avenue, Tuesday, July 23rd from 3 to 6. You'll be able to join in on a whiskey tasting event from 3 to 7. Sports 56 will have lots of prizes, like rounds of golf at Wedgwood, maybe a Butcher Shop gift card, and 2 very lucky people will win 2-box tickets to the World Golf Tournament. Central Barbecue will be on hand to fill your belly. Wallow and Stats on location at the Spirit Shop, Tuesday, July 23rd from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Roosters Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Roosters is the choice for all gentlemen. Roosters Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products and a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Roosters Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Here we go.
on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die.
I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. So have you figured out, all right, pineapple, watermelon, grape, and what was it? Strawberries. You got to get rid of one. You get to keep three. I just said one. What is, though, the one that you cannot get rid of? It's simple, homie. What makes wine? Grapes, yo. So you can eat your fruit and also get your drunk on. You got to keep the grapes, man.
If we're talking about straight up eating, I was going to exclude grapes.
Dude,
I'm not a big fan of just...
Dude, you exclude the pineapple because it's a pain in the keister. I hate
You don't like
them.
pineapple?
No, I love pineapple. I ain't going to lie to you. I love it. But you know what I hate? I hate when my girlfriend says, hey, can you, and she'll, like, hand me, like, a whole dead gum pineapple. And she's like, can you cut
Do you
this
have the
for
core
me?
thing where you, like, twist it
No,
in there?
I have to use, like, a dead gum knife. Now, it is very sharp. It's like Ginsu style.
Okay.
But, like, I'm not good with knives. Look at these hands.
You have all your fingers, though.
I do have all my
you must
fingers,
be all right
too.
with them,
I guess I
man.
am all right. But I'm not really into, like, so I would get rid of the pineapple. Again, also, though, because I read, but see, then I also think about the strawberries. After looking at them underneath a microscope, how many little bugs are on there, that freaked me out, yo. Always.
Isn't that every fruit, though?
No. Here's the thing I learned. Strawberries had the most. So here's what they tell you. Cut the green part, like that has the most bugs on it. So then you cut that joker off before you wash it, or you'll wash the bugs down onto the strawberry and they'll sit in the pits. So you cut that bad boy, then you turn it upside down, and then you wash.
Man, you're grossing me out. I like strawberry. I keep them in my house at all times.
I eat fruits all the time, Holmes.
Yeah.
Dude, there's all kinds of
Healthy.
things.
Super
Dude,
healthy.
Just don't look underneath the microscope with one, okay?
I probably won't. I don't have one.
But again, pineapple, and then again, watermelon, the reason I got to keep that is, one, you ever spike a watermelon, you get the wine from the grapes, and then you cut open the watermelon. You never had a spiked watermelon?
No, I have. But I'm saying, like, watermelon is just the most refreshing thing in the summer, too.
It is also the most refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't get rid of it.
I'm not getting rid of that. But pineapple is a pain in the butt. And then
but when you spike it with all those...
Strawberries have bugs. So realistically, those are the only ones that you can eliminate, because you got to have the refreshingness of the watermelon, and you got to make wine with the grapes when you want to get your drink on. So you're welcome. I helped fix things. Now I'm going to help fix things with the SEC. Thank you very much. Did y'all hear about this? Now, we all know who's talking today. We all can talk about, the Bulldogs or Ole Miss or the Vols or Texas A&M, but we're not, because the most important person that spoke today unequivocally wasn't Greg Sankey yesterday, but it was the head of officials. Why is Steve Shaw the most important person that spoke today? Because this is going to affect what you watch. It's going to affect what me and Gabe talk about. And I'm going to tell you the rules, and I'm going to tell you the rules that I love, and I'm going to tell you some of the ones that make me nervous, but I will tell you a lot of them I think are extremely good, and here they are. The most important of them all. The most important of them all, and I want to repeat this. The overtime rule in college football. Last year, LSU and Texas A&M had a 7 overtime game that featured 255 plays. That's too damn many. That's dangerous. Gabe, tell me, am I crazy? I know I'm way too far from the game, not as close as you were. Do you not think 255
I fell
plays
asleep
is
watching
insane?
that game. I fell asleep watching
As a
that
player, though, is
game.
that
It's
not
ridiculous. I
dangerous
played
health-wise?
The most I played was 102 in the Miami Beach Bowl back in the day, and it was literally. I can't remember being any more drained.
You were on
than
the
that.
field with the fight?
Yeah, I didn't
Dope.
participate though.
Okay, well, we'll talk about this off air.
Okay.
All right, that's so dope.
No, that's way too many.
But no, that is
That's
way too many. And what is the answer after 4 overtimes? Teams are going to go straight to all they're going to do is 2-point conversions. So bing, bang, boom. Here's what happens: 2-point conversion. You get it. The other team doesn't get an over. If they keep getting 2-point conversions, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like coming back to the 25. It's not starting it over. I still think 4 overtimes is a bleeping lot. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't think we're going to get to 255 plays. That's the most important rule that I think Steve Shaw brought up, and they're going to change. The second most important, the targeting. Did you hear about this?
A couple changes?
Yeah, they got great changes. Great. And let me clarify these, okay? The targeting reviews must be clear. They must be confirmed. And what that's saying is, if you don't remember, if you couldn't tell, they used to say the call stands, the player's ejected, and he has to miss the first half of the second game if it happened in the second half. There was a suspension. Well, now they're not going to go. If they can't say that unequivocally it was targeting, they're going to go the other way. The player will not be ejected.
But they've got to count the penalty, right?
And they will count the penalty, but he will not be suspended. Now, but here's what they will do. If a player gets 3 targeting calls in a season, he's going to be suspended an extra game. So that is also, like, if you're out there just recklessly, like, lighting people up like a Christmas tree, peace, buddy, you ain't playing. And the other thing that I thought was pretty good, the league has outlawed the 2-man wedge. And if you don't know what that is, think about kick returns and when you punt it off and you got the guys on the far outside.
They outlawed the wedge a few years.
No, now they outlawed the 2-man wedge.
So you can't have a wedge.
No wedges.
At all.
So, and of course, the blindside block, by the way, are now a personal foul. So those decleaters that everybody in the stadium goes, holy bleep, those are going to be a personal foul. These are the new rules from Steve Shaw. Last but not least, defensive players are no longer allowed to block below the waist on a interception. So when you saw those picks before and the dude would go below, that happens. 15 yards, homie. Thinking about 15 yards, I'm going to get a personal foul if I don't take a break. Gabe's a big guy. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
One of the things I think people forget about Central Barbecue is that they have terrific desserts.
I think people know that.
I mean, who remembers that they have homemade peanut butter pie?
Well, it's right there on the menu.
And they have homemade cheesecake. How can people forget that?
Again, I don't think they do.
Homemade banana pudding. Homemade.
I know. Everybody knows.
5-layer cake, Pete. It's got 5 layers. I can't believe people don't remember this. I mean, 5 layers.
Well, they're sure going to remember it now.
5 layers, man.
College football season is approaching quickly, and that means it's time for SEC Media Days. Brett Norsworthy is broadcasting live from Hoover, Alabama all this week, previewing the upcoming season and bringing you interviews with players and coaches and SEC insiders. So tune into Sports Time with Willow and Stats and throughout the rest of the day for SEC Media Days coverage right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Brought to you by First Bank, Jason's Deli, Campbell Clinic, Blue City Cafe, All-Star Chevrolet, Ronnie Grizzani's, and Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center.
His wife's words echoed in his mind.
You never fix anything around here.
Well, today that would change. He would fix the water heater. He'd show her that he was the handyman of this house. He was more than capable. Oh, no. Covered it. August 14th, 2008. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Hey, you guys, Memphis Paints and Sports 56 are teaming up Friday, July 19th. Come win lots of door prizes, 4 golf rounds at Wedgwood, gift cards at the Butcher Shop, and 2 lucky people win 2 box seats to the FedEx World Championship Golf Tournament, valued at $400 apiece. Wow, don't forget, complimentary Central Barbecue, yum. See y'all Friday, July 19th, Memphis Paints, 699 South Mendenhall, across the street from Half Shell. Come hungry.
Memphis Paint, 699 Mendenhall, Friday, July 19th. Sports 56 live from 3 to 6 p.m.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. And man, I'm going to tell you, I'm really happy. I'm fired up. I get to talk to my man B. Moss, man. Brian Moss in the hizzy. Y'all know where he's at? I think did he get to get a clam bake? Have you ever
I'm
baked
jealous,
a clam?
man, because like I was supposed to be able to do that when I was a player, and I
By
never
the way,
have.
you weren't a running back, Gabe.
Okay.
Do they take
4
linemen?
years? Yeah, they did.
I
They
think
took
there's
a
a rule
lineman
they
over
don't take
me.
linemen.
They
to
took a
clam
lineman
bakes
over me.
because they'll eat all the food. They really did take a lineman over you.
Of course they did.
Did you
man.
cry?
Yeah, no, a little bit.
I would have.
A single tear.
I would have been mad.
A single
man.
tear.
At least you should, man. I'm gonna cry for you. I wanted you to go, but my buddy B. Moss is up there. He's taking care of business. The Tigers are balling. They're shot calling. They ain't playing no games. And I also wanted to ask him a question. And of course, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody out there. There was one thing though that I did see, and I wanted to ask Brian this. My buddy, who I like very much, Mark Giannotto, he tweeted something which does make sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't make sense. He tweeted, "What have you?" And we're talking about. It says, "What have you?" Take in the view with us at the American kickoff right now. They're from Newport, Rhode Island. And let me tell you something. It looks gorgeous. Like, it's raining right here. It's nasty.
He said the Mississippi River backdrop. Are you talking about, is that what you're referring to?
No, not Moss. I'm talking about
No. Yeah.
No,
Mark.
I'm talking about him saying that there's 4.5, like there's not a ACC school that's 4.5. The closest one is 4.5 hours. The second closest one is 13 hours. And hopefully with UConn gone next year, the league is going to come to its sense and start holding the event near its members. And this is all I was going to say. I've always thought about it. This is more for it's a media, it's a PR thing. I mean, it's going to be on the TV. It's going to be on the radio. People are going to write about it. So if it's in a nice location, isn't that all that really matters? At least that's why I want to ask my buddy Brian. That's why I'm going to bring on the best man in the business. Brian Moss, how's life?
Doing pretty good. It's pina colada time now that it's over.
It's pina colada. It's already over. Can you believe it? Did it like, was it in a blink of an eye or what?
No, it happens pretty quick. I mean, once you're going through it, I mean, that thing's kind of hectic. You're trying to get, to all the players and coaches. But, when it's over, it's like, oh, that did happen pretty fast.
Well, did you like the area? A great time. That's what I wanted to know. Did you? So you did have a great time.
I did, yeah. And I saw the tweet that Mark G sent out. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter where you have it. But to this is, when I talked to the players, because I saw that tweet, and I talked to most of the players. I'm like, do you like having it in Rhode Island? Would you rather have it closer? And all of them were like, it's just it's a destination that they may not, go to in the future.
That's what I was thinking.
So to them, it's more like, even for the media, it's like, just like a bowl game. You want to go to a place you haven't been to before. So,
that's why I kind of liked it.
Yeah, Rhode Island's a beautiful place. And I was talking to, the commissioner, Oresco. I mean, they have I think, a 1 or 2 more year contract with, having the media day here in Rhode Island. So,
cool.
Yes. Do they move that? 3 years left with contract to have it in Rhode Island, but they're not sure if obviously it's going to be fulfilled because next year is when the AAC moves the offices from Rhode Island to Texas. So we'll see what happens, but most everybody, wants to keep it in Rhode Island. Like I said, all the coaches I've talked to love it. It's just a destination, kind of like a bowl game. But to me, as far as a writer, this is a bowl game for me because I get to, bring the family, chill out afterwards and just make a vacation out of it.
Yeah, and it's also, by the way, you get to go north in the middle of like the absolutely scorching summer, and it's nice. It's kind of cool. So anyway, now I got to get to the important things. I just wanted to bring that up because I was very, I don't want to be in any way disrespectful or rude to anybody. I just wanted to know how you felt about it since you're there and just kind of get a player's, just to know what, other people thought as well, because I've always thought of media days outside of the Southeastern Conference. It's not necessarily for fans. Now, the fact that SEC Media Days is about to move to from Hoover to Nashville in a couple years. Next year, what was it, Atlanta? Where is next year? I already forgot. I just remember Nashville in 2020.
Atlanta and then Nashville.
Yeah, Atlanta and then Nashville. And then first time they did it in Atlanta, heck, you didn't get to see the Bear Bryant looks-alikes. But, I mean, in Hoover, I can understand, how it's different. I mean, you don't have 1,500 media credentials coming to the American. You don't have the Winfrey Hotel that's got Bear Bryant lookalikes all dressed up. It's a different event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more relaxed up here, and I think for the American Conference, the tradition of the clam bake, I think that's why everyone holds.
Yeah.
New England is high regards because everyone enjoys that. The all you can eat lobster. During the clam bake. I mean, if you do have the media day, in Texas where they move the.
Can I just tell you I'm jealous?
It's just not going to be the same. So, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, everyone up here enjoys it.
Now let's get to football. I'm sorry, everybody out there, hit me up. I got Brian Moss from Rivals. He is on right now with me. He is talked. It's over. We know everything. You got great news from Patrick Taylor. He's been named and nominated as the 2019. All-State AFCA Good Works team. That's pretty dope. The Good Works team, you want to tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, that was something that while I was interviewing, I saw the the email come in on my phone and asked him about it. And he's big on doing stuff for the community. He loves doing that. Loves giving back to the Memphis community. That's very important to him, and it shows that him being recognized. And and Memphis has had, if I'm not mistaken, has had someone on this list for the past, I think 4 years running. If I'm not mistaken, I'd have to go back and check on that. But they nearly have someone on that list every year. And it's good to see.
No, that's something that, in all honesty, he's a great football player, and he's also a great person. And earlier today, I was listening to Greg Gaston talking with Trent Richardson. We know how he was at Alabama. We know what happened to him in the NFL. But, man, when you listen to his interview, I had such a respect for him as a man. So that was pretty cool. And then also reading this stuff about Patrick Taylor. Again, I've only seen him on the field. Reading about some of the stuff he's done off the field, can't say anything, but you respect him as a man as well, and I love that. I love seeing our young kids do great. But who are some of the guys that you think this year are really going to be stand out for the Tigers?
Patrick Taylor has that opportunity, but when I was talking to him, I'm like, who's some of the running backs behind you that that you're interested in seeing? And without hesitation, he goes, any of them. They are all nipping at his heels, wanting some playing time, and they're all outstanding. So for him, he's excited. I'm like, are you worried about, playing time? Maybe, some of the other players think. He's like, no. He's like, I guess because of the relationship he had, with Darrell Henderson, he doesn't mind, sharing the load. And actually, he loves being that leader. So he's looking forward to being that leader and helping the young ones along. But yeah, he mentioned all the running backs that are on the roster that said look out for all of them. So he didn't single one out. He singled all of them out.
Questions about sort of the O-line situation as of right now. What were you hearing as far as from Mike Norvell, from Patrick Taylor, just all around? How are they going to sort of address that situation up front?
Yeah, they said. They like what they see so far. Of course, you're missing a lot with the tackles, leaving. But Dustin Woodard, he was quick to say that Obinna Eze and Scotty Dill, it's their time to shine now, and they have embraced that role. You still want that chemistry. You really want to see it, and they did admit they want to go into the fall to kind of like find their cohesion. But they're not scared of it. They're actually excited about it, and they've talked. They don't think they'll miss a beat. They can't miss a beat because they said our first game. We're not looking ahead. We're looking at that first game, and that first game is a great test for that offensive line, and that's one that they're all looking forward to. They're not scared of it. Yes, they're going to be young, but Coach Norvell said it was important. excuse me, to have Woodard at that center position. That helped things smooth things out as far as looking at the defensive schemes and stuff like that for the O-line. But
how strong are the tackles? Everybody always wants to know how strong realistically are this year's left and right tackles for the Memphis Tigers.
Well, it's remains seen. Eze. He was a
five-star.
Four-star, five-star, depending on what recruiting class you were looking at. But he's very strong, but it's unproven. You need to go out there and prove it, and that's what has remained to be seen. But Patrick Taylor and Dustin Woodard, even Coach Norvell, they have the utmost confidence in the kids that that's coming in and replacing the old guards that left. So they just have to go out there and prove it. But the talent's there.
Well, if they got confidence, if Brady White's got confidence of his line and the running backs do, that's going to go a long way for everybody. Now, Brady White's not got the strongest arm in the whole wide world. He's got to be, to beat people, he has to beat them with his mind and be very cerebral and know his limitations and also know where the weaknesses in the defense, how to get the ball quickly out of his hands to his playmakers so they can go make those plays. Who are some of the guys, though, on the outside? We know about the tight ends. I think the tight ends are going to be used a whole lot this year. But who is somebody you think that's going to catch some of those little inside slants and take it for the house that's just got some unbelievable speed?
Well, a guy that I talked to today wants to be that person, and he said he wants to step up and be that leader this year. Pop Williams.
I thought so.
That's his goal. He was disappointed in last year. He wanted, I asked him, I was like, "What is there any one particular game you wish you could redo?" And he said there's more than one. He's worked on this off season to enhance his game, and I'd say look out for him because talking to him, he was focused. He was laser focused. He wasn't looking beyond me. When I was interviewing him, he was like straight eye to eye. He was dead center focused, and So I'd say watch out for him because he says there's a wrinkle or two in the offense that something new that we'll see this year, but he didn't go beyond that he's very excited to see.
And obviously, you got to speak to Mike Aresco. What kind of things did, as far as rule changes, everything like that? And obviously, there was a lot of talk about UConn. Just sort of cover some of that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was. I thought he would talk more of like who's going to be replaced UConn, but he's like, he's fine where they're at.
Do you think they replace? See, I don't. I was going to say, do you really think that they're going to replace UConn? Because I can't. I have listened to everybody and seen all the pitches. To me, right now, there is nobody out there that is just doing it for me.
Yeah, no. And I asked some of the players about that. Who would they want to replace UConn if UConn leaves? Because they're still negotiating. And I know it's been reported that they said, UConn cannot stay. But at the media day, Aresco kind of, backtracked a little bit on that, saying that, we're still negotiating. We want to make, peaceful, amicable, and all that. But he kept saying, if they leave or, if they do leave, they're not looking to replace. He doesn't want to mess up the college atmosphere. He doesn't want, other conferences to be on pins and needles worrying about their teams leaving. So, he was very, cool and calm and collected that, he doesn't want to mess up anything, and they're not looking forward to or looking at any one particular team right now. Now, when I was talking to the players, and especially the Navy players, Marcus Edwards and Ford Higgins. And I was like, UConn's leaving. Who would you want to replace? And with it, before I finished the question, they said Army. Bring in Army. And I was like, well, wouldn't that mess up the Army-Navy game?
That's what Gabe said. Yeah, that's what I was. This is the one thing I don't understand.
That's the top pick.
The last time I was on, we talked about this, and I was like, well, wouldn't that mess up the specialness of
like it's the
Army
end of the
game.
year. Yeah, that's like that game. I don't know how to explain. It's kind of I guess for my generation, and at least me, I love that. It's the only game. It's bigger than football. It's the pageantry. Everything is so awesome.
And I certainly think there's going to be like a resistance to change as far if Army's name starts becoming a hot commodity as far as a conference realignment. I can definitely see a hard resistance to change on that front.
Well, they have to do the game, but how could they figure out to make sure it stays? If they did join the conference, Brian, how could they keep because it's after the championship game.
Yeah, no, the players, Marcus Edwards, he's a defensive tackle for Navy. He was like, we don't care if it's moved. The Army-Navy game is always going to be special, whether you put it at the first game of the year or have it right before the AAC championship game. He goes, that's always going to be a special game. So it doesn't matter when you play it. And he said, the people that want to keep it at the last game of the season, he's like, that's for the old guard. That's for the people that played it in the years past. He goes, for us players now, it doesn't matter when we play, just that we play.
Well, do you think, can I ask you this, for the old guard, because I guess I hate to say it because I want to pretend I'm young, and I'm just realizing once you get grandkids, you just ain't anymore. To make it still special, is there any way you think that, like, if they did it the week before the championship game, that they could put it in a time like at 11 or 2:30 and it literally be blacked out to where that's the only game being played during that time? Is that even possible? Because one of the things that makes it so important, I guess, is every football fan turns into it, and the young kids, and I guess what I like about it is the young football fan who gets up to watch Saturday football. And he's like, hey, there's no football. Like, yeah, there is. There's the Army-Navy game. Here, let me tell you all about this. And you show it to them for the first time. It's kind of like an experience for them. And if you don't have that opportunity, that kind of, I don't know. I can't think of a better word. That kind of sucks.
For me, the only way to make it work to where it's the only game, if you move it to every year, that's the first game of the season. Before anybody else, the Army-Navy
like
game
that.
is played. Yeah.
Kick off the season. You know what? B. Moss, we're going to put you. Mike, watch out, man. B. Moss is coming for your job.
I take it.
I'll take yours. You take Oresco's. Gabe, come over here. We all good, right?
Yeah, I think everybody's happy at that point.
So actually, I want to be your VP under I'll do something good. Trust me.
Brian, I want to move on to sort of some of these AAC West foes that Memphis is going to have to face. And I don't think there's been a lot of talk about sort of Dana Holgorsen taking over at Houston like there should be. Do you think that is a really dangerous team on that side of the AAC?
Yeah, they are. And especially with Memphis going to Houston. It's later on in the season, and they have a bye week before they get there. So, they'll have a chance to heal up if there's any, nicks, bumps, bruises,
because
or anything like that.
Obviously, last year there was a situation where they were sort of decimated. De'Aaron King wasn't playing. Their defense was just, in the tubes. They didn't really have good things going on with Ed Oliver and the coach at that time. Do you think that Dana Holgorsen could sort of revitalize that program?
Yeah, I talked to him, and he said, there's an influx of new talent. They have 25 kids that came in just last month, whether it be transfers or walk-ons. And I was like, wow, that's kind of a lot,
Yeah.
But he said that we built depth. So if anybody does get, and he said it's quality depth. It's just not a body plugging in there just to have a body and a number. But according to him, and he didn't name names. But, he said, 20, I think he said 25, 20 to 25
That's a crazy
players.
number. That's a crazy number.
It's an insane number, especially for the summer. But and he's excited, about this upcoming season. He thinks he can be a sneaker. And, when you take a look at the media poll, they were second. I mean, they were only one vote behind Memphis.
Whoa, only one vote?
Second.
So Memphis, Houston,
One
Central
first place,
Florida,
sorry.
the top three, right?
Yeah, Memphis, Houston, Tulane in the West were the top three.
I got you. Wait, oh, wow. They were up a little bit higher than I expected. In the other side, who was number one? Central Florida?
Yeah, UCF, Cincinnati, and South Florida. And UCF had 19 first-place votes. Cincy had 11.
Okay, now we know Brady White. He's back. We like him. He's a very good quarterback. Brandon Wimbush is going to be starting after that injury for Central Florida. You already talked about Derek King. Who is there? Is there a guy in there like can Blake Barnett? With South Florida, maybe Marvin Washington. No, he's not even in our league anymore. With maybe Seth Boomer. I don't know. Is there anybody that Malcolm Perry, maybe at Navy? Like, is there a guy that's kind of coming under the radar?
I would say Blake Barnett out of South Florida because they started off strong last year before they just nosedived. I mean, if Charlie Strong can, get their team to play like they did the first half of the season, for the full season, I mean, they'll have a special year and they'll make a run in the East. But Coach Strong he talked highly about his quarterback and just having he said he has all the pieces now. So we'll see. But he talked a lot about Barnett and what a special opportunity that he has to be one of the best quarterbacks to come out of South Florida.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, especially when he started over there at Alabama and everything.
Obviously, the Tigers, they don't have to take on UCF this year. But obviously,
not unless they meet.
Well, in the championship. Yeah. But the Dario Mack,
I'm gonna be upset.
The Dario Mack injury, at first glance seems like a very hard hit, but do you think they'll even skip a beat with Brandon Wimbush stepping in there?
I don't know. Wimbush, I mean, he's not the most accurate passer, so I'm interested to see, how they start the season. But when I talked to the players, Jordan Johnson, and I was like, "Are you relieved that you don't have Memphis on the schedule?" He laughed. He goes, "I am thankful that they're not on the schedule this year." He goes, "Memphis is by far the hardest team to play against on their schedule last year." And he said, playing them 4 times in 2 years, he's like, you would think that we know enough of each other. He goes, but it's such a battle. And he even admitted, he goes, we were fortunate, to win most of those games. He goes, but in their eyes, he's like, we're going to see them again this year. So, I mean, they know that, or they feel that it's going to be Central Florida, Memphis for the championship game. But yeah, they are definitely thankful that Memphis is not on the schedule.
See, I'm going to tell you right now, my predictions, we're going to do them later in the year, but I've already gone through this. I actually think people are overlooking Luke Fickell in Cincinnati. I don't understand it. I really think that they could actually win that. I mean, Central Florida with Mackenzie Milton, they were unstoppable. Central Florida's been killing it, so I understand it's hard to go anywhere outside of there. But I like Luke Fickell, and I like this Cincinnati football team, and I think that Memphis could see them in the championship game. But I wanted to ask you actually not just about Cincinnati, but Luke Fickell, Charlie Strong, Josh Heupel. You got Ken Niamalemalatu, Dana Holgerson, Mike Norvell. Like this is a real deal Holyfield league when it comes to coaches. But who would you put as the top 3?
Oh, for me, you got to put, obviously Mike Norvell in there because what
just
he's
checking.
done since he's been here. I mean, that's not just a homer pick. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, look what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Fickell, he's turned things around at Cincinnati quickly.
Very quickly.
So you'd have to put him out there. And I would put Heupel, even though this is his
Josh
at
Central Florida, yeah.
But,
what about Dana? I mean, is he close? And that's the other thing hard because Ken is such a great man at Navy.
Yeah.
Like, there's not many people, I think, who could do what he does with that job. So I almost feel like, Ken's up there, Josh Heupel, Dana. These are really difficult people to, heck, Willie Fritz, what he's doing at Tulane. That's a horrible job. Let's just be real. And he's done a good job down there.
And a lot of players think that Tulane is the team to watch this year that, that could upset some of the big dogs. So,
wow.
A lot of the players are worried about, I wouldn't say worried, but they have an eye on Tulane. They caught the conference's eye. And Coach Ken and Navy, one thing that will help him going further, I think they finally passed where you know, if someone at Navy gets drafted, you don't have to, you know, wait 2 years. They can play in the NFL right away. They can get that waiver. So that's going to help with the, you know, Navy and recruiting there.
Is there a thought with Josh Heupel that it's kind of, well, for me at least, I feel like it's a little early to sort of put him on that pedestal given what he had when he went in? And I think this year, doesn't it just sort of seem like a proving ground for him as far as, you know, you lose a quarterback that you thought you were going to go in the season with. You lost Mackenzie Milton last year. I mean, that's gone. You lose some defensive guys. Isn't this year sort of a proving year for him?
No, I can definitely see that. You know, how some would think it's unproven. I would just say, you know, he did lose some of these. I mean, players last year, but still did a great job. But yes, it is he's lost not one quarterback but two quarterbacks now, and he's going. You know, he's going to have a third quarterback, and yes, this will be a true test to see what he can. You know, how is he as a coach? Some of his players are coming in now. It's not just all Frost team. So yes, it is a proving ground, and if he doesn't reproduce what he did last year, there's going to be a lot of naysayers or a lot of people like, oh, okay, maybe you're not as good as we thought. So yeah, I can definitely see this as a proving year for him.
I could talk all day long about football with you, my man B. Moss. Make sure you check him out. Everybody, Brian, tell some of the people real quick before I have to say goodbye, what they could read, what you're working on, what's something that's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, we'll have the interviews with the players and coaches that I've talked to today. We'll have that starting tonight and going on through the next couple of days. We'll also, throughout the summer, we'll be talking to the coaches and finding out what makes them tick. Why are you a coach? What is it? When did you want to become a coach, and why do you coach? So things like that is what you'll see at TigerSportsReport.com coming forward.
Don't forget, TigerSportsReport.com is the real deal. Holyfield. You can also read my man BY. He's everywhere. Brian is all over the place. He's at Rivals. He's at Yahoo. He's all over Twitter. It's just at Rivals B Moss. R and B are capitals at Rivals B Moss. The RB capitalized. RB Brian Moss, our man, taking care of business. TigerSportsReport.com. I appreciate you joining me. I hope you enjoyed the clam bake. Thanks for everything, and we'll talk down the road,
Brian.
brother.
Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
That is the man. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You're listening to Real Sports Talk, and Hardwood is coming next. Make sure you get on over to Periscope, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and keep it locked and loaded to Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz, right here on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Family Leisure's pool clearance sale is July 8th through the 21st. Above ground pools starting at $11.99. 24-foot pools starting at $17.99. And you can get free upgrades on select pools that include pool filters, liners, and winter covers. Special 12-month financing is available. Plus, half off on toys, floats, and pool games. Summer's just started. There's plenty of time to swim, so make a splash at the Family Leisure Pool Clearance Sale. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Non-attorney spokesperson. Ad sponsored by Open Jar Concepts. Attention veterans and active duty military. If you were issued earplugs between 2002 and 2016 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-548-7132 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-548-7132 now. Again, 800-548-7132. That's 800-548-7132.
The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the inaugural WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with players and officials. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 is presented by Landers Ford. Also brought to you by Roosters Men's Grooming Center, Blue City Cafe, Edwin Watts, Jason's Deli, First Bank, Memphis Paints, and Ronnie Grisanti's.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I'm so fired up. I'm about to do my favorite segment in the whole wide world, and today might be the greatest hardwood in the history of the world. We got Yayo in the Real Miss Doubtfire. We got methamphetamines and crocodiles. No joke. Let's see.
And of course, we have a Tinder story that I have to get to you. You're gonna love it.
We also got a Tinder story, and then we got to tell you this. My girlfriend just tweeted at me, honey, and says, someone just spotted John. How's he doing his radio show? Dude just cruised past me riding a lawn chair taped to an electric skateboard while vaping and blasting Jack Johnson. Now I'm questioning all my life choices. Look at this, dude, people. This is hilarious. Isn't that awesome? Can you see it? Oh, that's too funny. Kind of.
Yeah.
Dude is just walking, just cruising down the street, hitting his vape pen. Like, oh, man, he ain't doing jack. Oh, by the way, did you see where he's blasting his music from? It's right there on the back of the skateboard, too. Oh, that's so dope. But anyway, we're about to do my favorite segment of the day. And always remember, insurance, memphisfarmers.com, bing, bang, boom, got you done. But if you want to insurance your house, you better have a house. Or what? You need to sell it? Guess what? I got a guy for you, 901-406-1101. All you have to do is call him, 901-406-1101. I called him. You should call them. Know a ton of people have used him. It's easy. It's like bing, bang, boom, done. Don't you like things in life to be easy? Just call 901-406-1101. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. Did you hear what I just said? Guaranteed to close in 5 days. You never ever know. And it's just one simple phone call. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. You'll be glad you did. And I promise you, he'll probably give you Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Where do you start? Do you start with the Real Miss Doubtfire? Because I got to tell you, if you haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire, it's a Robin Williams excellent movie. Have you seen it?
Masterpiece.
Masterpiece. Mwah. It's just so good. But let me tell you a little secret. If you're going to be a cocaine smuggler, dressing as the real Mrs. Doubtfire is probably not a good idea. And I'm also going to tell you another secret. If you're going to dress as a woman, putting it under your wig is probably not the best place to stash it either. Have you ever thought about, like, the brassiere? Like, I think you could fit more at least. But anyway, I got to tell people. So in Spain, y'all think I'm joking. I know y'all don't believe this. But police in Spain arrested a man 4 hours ago. Okay? Homie was trying to smuggle in a half a kilo of cocaine under his oversized toupee wig. So he dressed up as a woman.
Definitely oversized. Good
and it's a big old hair piece. And by the way, when the officers when the officers went up to him and they're like, "Okay, are you trying to be a woman? Or are you in, like they're trying to be like?"
How do you fit that under a wig?
That's what I'm saying. It was a huge wig. But like, dude, like there's just better. Like I don't know, man. Like you got to check your life choices. When you're dressing up like Miss Doubtfire to hide cocaine, you're probably not making the best.
I don't
choices.
think he was thinking too hard. I think that was a spur of the moment situation. It had to be. That's
Dude,
rough. That's so rough.
That is such a bad day. By the way, though, can you be honest? If you were the police officer arresting him, I couldn't stop laughing to like make the arrest. I'd be like, ha ha ha. I'd be like, please. I'd have to like go to the movie and be like, okay, let me videotape you doing this scene. Like you got to start acting like Miss Doubtfire for me because he really did. He looked like Miss Doubtfire. It was a great job. But that is crazy. So we got some moron in Spain who thinks he can bring Yayo into Spain looking like Miss Doubtfire under his wig. Not going to happen. But then we got this crazy Tinder story.
We have woman out of the UK who got a job off Tinder. Guess what this job was?
Job off of Tinder.
Guess what this job was?
If it's not the oldest profession in the world.
Pornography. Young woman Emily, better known as Gianna Dior. She was studying psychology and working 2 part-time jobs. And then she got on Tinder. She was trying to find a nice guy. Like, help her out.
Hey, just so you know, there's a lot of nice guys on Tinder.
So some dude swipes right, gets on there, and just, inquires if she'd be interested in porn. And she said no at first, but then he told her the salary. And he said per hour. And per hour, she would be making $930. So, good old Emily decided that it was time to do some porn. So that's how she ended up getting her pornography job, is through Tinder.
So don't tell me Tinder ain't working for the economy, buddy. Hey, it just got somebody hired. Hey, anything.
I've never seen Tinder used for that.
By the way, I'm going to give a small, if you're new to the show, y'all know who David Cobb is, Commercial Appeal. He's going to kill me for telling y'all this story. He's a Commercial Appeal beat writer. When he was a young fella and he was in college.
You've told this story several times. I don't know if he'll get mad at this point.
Yeah, I don't think
this has been a recurring story.
But when he was a young fella, he literally told me about Tinder and I never had heard of it. So he built me a profile and it was the roughest month of my life. Like,
what was in your bio? Oh, we have to know what's in your bio.
He wrote it. He did a great job.
Love long walks on the beach.
Oh, it was so good. It was literally so good. I had so many people swiping. It was ridiculous.
You were just killing the Tinder
I was killing it. It almost killed me. It was the only time that I was ever late to work. Peter was ready to beat me up.
But you didn't meet any porn stars on there.
No, I did not. I did not. I don't think they were porn stars.
Must be unlucky.
By the way, though, this was one of the greatest things that I ever did, and then they caught on to it. Did I ever tell you about my Tinder, the girl that lives downtown with me, and she knew the baseball schedule better than I did? And I'm like, how do you know the baseball schedule better than me? And she's like, oh, Tinder. Every time the baseball teams fly in, I know who's in town because they're all on my Tinder app. She's a very beautiful young lady. Dude, I tried to get her to come in here and read like second base for the so-and-so playing tonight. Here's his pickup line, and she wouldn't do it for me. But they are so good. Oh, if I could convince her,
we could do a whole Hardenwood segment of just that.
Dude, it would be so funny if I could just get her to do it. Oh, it would be awesome. By the way, though, can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all know meth is bad, right? Like, do people out there realize that? I always think of what's that show? Drugs are bad. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? The dumb dad and his son.
I have no idea.
It's a cartoon. Drugs are bad. How did you get a D in English? You speak English. What is that? Family Guy? Not Family Guy.
King of the Hill?
King of the Hill.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
King of the Hill. Good job. Now, King of the Hill, they always, when he would always tell, what is his name, Billy or Bobby? Bobby, drugs are bad. Do we know drugs are bad? Drugs are bad for humans. Now, do you think giving meth to a crocodile is a good idea? I sure don't, but guess what? They said, now this is also where I guess you could kind of blame the police, but they said due to a lot of raids in Florida that a lot of meth has been flushed down the toilet over the last few months in a specific county, and that the crocodiles are extra aggressive. One had to be put down for attacking people and eating a dog. So then the person who is like, I guess, the animal rescue people, they did a little autopsy action and found out that the crocodiles are jacked up on meth. That's why they're
I don't
want to
meet a meth gator, man.
Can I just tell you?
A meth gator's tearing me to shreds.
Dude.
I'm just saying.
A meth gator? Like a gator, a crocodile is so dang scary. Could you imagine one jacked up on yay?
They tell you to like swerve when you see a gator, but I bet the meth gators just
Dude, they're too
stop
fast.
on a dime.
Oh yeah, they're twitching
They're
muscles.
switching
They're so
direction.
fast. Like they could probably, man. Oh, I'd be scared to death. But I will tell you this one story. I was in Florida. I'm down in Naples, and I go to a golf course. I'm not a big golfer or whatever, but I go out there, and the guy goes, all right, guys, while y'all are out on the course, just to let y'all know, since y'all are new here, if a gator comes up to you, run, but make sure you run angles, because they can't turn on a dime. Like, literally told me this. I goes like, Holmes, are you joking? He's like, oh, no, we have gators on the, they like to sunbathe by the water. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I could get eaten today. But let me tell you something. If he would have told me that those gators were on meth, I'm going to tell you right now, I wasn't golfing that day. If there's a gator on meth on my golf course, I'm not golfing. Telling you right now.
Don't flush your drugs, people.
Dude,
all right?
stop flushing.
Just first of all, don't do the drugs.
Wait a second. Yes.
Second of all,
don't do drugs.
Don't
Drugs are
flush
bad.
them. All right.
But don't flush them down the toilet, especially in Florida, because it goes to the gators, and you don't want a gator on meth.
Ugh.
Man, what happened to flushing marijuana? Like, why do people do all these crazy drugs now?
I don't know, man.
Like, what
it
is
seems
all
like a
this
very
synthetic?
simple thing. Like, don't flush it down your toilet and let the gators get all messed up, because we don't need that.
It's a bad day.
They're gonna create like a new like subspecies of gators on meth.
I'd be scared.
I don't want that.
Do
you want that?
Hey, hold on. Did the gators' teeth fall out? Do you think their teeth fall out? How funny would that be?
They have a lot of teeth, man.
They do have a lot of teeth, so it is probably good that their teeth do fall out.
Alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth, but no toothbrush.
Oh, that's from
Come on, you got
it's
it.
a football
You got
movie.
it.
Oh my god.
You got it. Come
he
on.
hits people. Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Oh.
How do you not know the movie? Okay, you're all the way there.
I know
Waterboy.
Waterboy, thank you.
You're all the way there.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you a secret. I never would have gotten to Waterboy.
I mean, you got 95% of the way
I
there.
could tell you some of the stories, man, but I couldn't, for some reason, think of the Waterboy. Unbelievable. You got another one for me, or do I got to drop some more magic on these crazy people?
You drop the magic, man.
Oh,
You're the magic
dude.
man.
Did I tell y'all about the burglar who threw something? And I'm going to tell you all a little secret. If a police officer shoots you, that's bad. But if I'm a police officer and you do this to me, and I'm arresting you, I'm probably shooting you. And you're going to say, John, you are such a bad person. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you throw feces at me, that gun is coming out of my holster. I don't know how the Miami police did not shoot this man, but this is not a joke. A Miami man, his name is Dorleans Philinda. Man, let me just tell you something. Who even needs it? He's a loser. My man, at his trial, okay? This dude has already done this once. He's obviously got a thing, but he's thrown it at the police. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But then at the trial, his trial concludes. Could you imagine being this guy's lawyer? I'd be like, Judge, run for cover! Dude, just right there goes. And then starts firing.
I
at the
wonder how
judge.
many times this lawyer had to be like, all right, this is the one thing you can't do.
Cannot do, sir.
You cannot grab
no
your
more-
feces
yes,
and
throw
fling it at people.
No,
it's just...
Like, how do you have that conversation with somebody?
Didn't he get acquitted? He's fine. Didn't he get acquitted too?
The worst part about it, yeah.
Yeah.
The dude is like, and this is the worst part about this. Like, this is.
Well, do you think he did that to claim that he was like mentally
crazy?
Yeah,
maybe.
Because that's what I was thinking first, but then I looked at the mugshot and I was like, no,
he does look crazy.
This guy definitely flinged his.
Yeah, he's definitely crazy, and he's going to the loony bin instead of the cell. By the way, for those people out there who are worried. But again, to tell you the truth, I'm just more worried about the judge and the person. Actually, I'm not even worried about the judge. I'm worried about the person who's got to clean up the courtroom. That person deserves a raise. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bad day of work. So, you know, your job's already bad enough. You got to clean up after people. But how many times do you think you bring a bottle of Windex maybe and a couple, like, hand wipes?
You bring bleach.
But no. I'm just saying that's what he's got to do now. But at first, you know what I'm saying? He's just going in there to, like, probably wipe down the room. Nope. What happened in here today? You know?
Y'all must have made this guy mad.
God,
wow.
What did you do, Judge? But anyway, there are crazy people in this world. Hardwood proves that, and I love to have some fun. Little side note, though. Do y'all know how old Shoeless Joe Jackson would be today if he was still alive? Well, guess what? I'll tell y'all on the other side. This is Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
3 years ago, I was told I had to have surgery on my shoulder. I had 3 bad things happen. I had rotator cuff issues, tendon issues, bicep issues. I was headed for surgery. And then I met Dr. Schrader. And after his procedure, I didn't need surgery. It is amazing how easy it is. 3 hours. My own stem cells being used on me. Now I can sleep at night. I can play golf. 3 hours, no pain. And I was like a new man. No rehab like you need with rotator cuff surgery. It was simply amazing to me, and it can be for you. Again, no pain and an alternative. So if you've got issues, not with just shoulders, but knees and back and neck, they are finding more and more things where stem cells come in handy. You have to talk to Dr. Schrader.
Call 901-465-4300 and see how Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell can help you today.
There are more reasons to visit 117 Prime, Memphis' premier downtown dining destination that could possibly be covered in one 30-second radio commercial. For instance, it's not nearly enough to say that Prime has downtown's best oyster bar. It's not just an oyster bar. The oysters are served with house-made sauces you literally can't get anywhere else. It's not just oysters at Prime. It's also the amazing shrimp cocktail or lobster salad, or even the seafood tower with oysters, shrimp, lobster, tuna, crab, and smoked salmon. As always, if it's Prime, it's just better than anywhere else. Because after all, it's Prime.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products and a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, We have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden. Other side of the glass, chilling with me today, Gabe Kuhn, and you know where we're at. We're chilling here at the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. They're at 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40, and I'm going to tell you right now, peeps, today, do you know what the date is? Look at your calendar. It's the 16th, 5 days, because their pool clearance sales runs through July 21st. Above ground pools, $11.99. Free upgrade, pool filters, liners, winter covers, and all kinds of stuff. Save up to 50% on toys, floats, and pool games. That's why you need to buy now. There's still plenty of time to swim. Summer's really just started. You know Memphis is going to be hot for a while. So beat the heat this year because you can't beat the prices. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. And they give you the Family Leisure Studios. Now, as we're sitting here chilling like a villain, getting ready, I gave you another winning pick yesterday. Gave you a nice pick on Friday with Washington. Easy peasy. You know what I'm saying. And I'm probably going to give you another pick today because I'm nice. Now, I would like to remind you, though, if you listened to me yesterday and you went to InsideOne.com or you called 833-731-2345 and you signed up, you would have gone 3-0 and won 8 stars yesterday because it was easy. Braves dominated. Man, Indians did make me a little bit nervous, but they did finally pull it out after that little rain delay. And Boston was the easy. Those were the 2 large lines that we don't usually like to take and lay. But again, it's about winning. And, well, Toronto, the Blue Jays, they beat the Yankees a couple games. You knew what was happening. Rick Porcello, what did he get, a 5-run cushion? And then it was just cruise. Boston was on cruise mode. I told you all day long, all day strong. And then, of course, the Braves were easy. But today, where's that easy play? You wonder. Well, believe it or not, I hate doing this to you. I literally hate doing it, and I don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to. You're going to not like it, but you better take it. Do you know what it is? Do you have any idea what it is, Mr. Kuhn? There's a certain team, it's always hard to take, but there's a certain guy that I'm going to tell you. I've told y'all about Yordan Alvarez. By the way, did y'all know that he's got another hit yesterday? He has got a hit in every game in July. My man, in his last 9 games, has 17 hits, 2 bombs, and a ton of RBIs and walks. But anyway, you know who else is the bomb? Have y'all watched Jordan? And I'm not talking about Michael Jordan, but Jordan Yamamoto. Yeah, the pitcher for the Miami team. I'm serious as a heart attack. The pick today, that's right. The Miami Marlins against the San Diego Padres. Logan Allen is pitching for the Padres. He ain't bad, but he ain't Jordan. It's like Michael Jordan, but as on the baseball diamond. And yes, we're taking Miami. Miami. And you know another reason we're going to take Miami? Let's see. There's a couple reasons. One, Miami, these guys are fighting for jobs. These guys They're actually fighting, if you know what I'm saying. They're like, they want to win. The other thing about this is think about it. If you're San Diego, okay, you're a young guy, you got a lot of money, maybe you're an older veteran like Manny Machado, then you probably already got everything, set up. You come into Miami, you got all the party favors already lined up and ready for you, if you know what I'm saying. What I'm just trying to say is Miami is a dope city to visit. I have a feeling like if you're the Padres, you aren't thinking about Jordan too much. You're thinking about the nightlife.
Having a nice night on the town.
Having an amazing night on the town. Miami, hey, what you doing after the game? That's where their head is. While Miami is focused and ready to rock. So what are we doing? We are firing, and we are taking Miami plus 112, people. Miami plus 112, and remember I told you this. They win tonight, 4-1. 4-1. Marlins win. You'll love me tomorrow. Whatever you do, though, remember, when you think insurance, just think MemphisFarmers.com. Thank you to Blue City on world-famous Beale Street, Shader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, Ronnie Grazzani's All-Star Chevrolet, Campbell Clinic, Jason's Deli, and First Bank. Get out there, make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Work Hog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop.